Hello my fellow LEGO addicts, I hope you're all doing well. So as the props may give away quite clearly around me, we are talking about the brick bank. Now, if you've been watching my latest videos and my lives, you know that these have been a thing that I've been working on for a while. But in case you haven't seen those videos, basically I bought a mock that had roughly 2 brick banks in them. I have then cleaned it, broke it apart, and here we are, now I have 2 brick banks. So as the brick bank was a modular that I never really thought I'd have in my collection due to the price that it goes for, I've looked at it online quite a lot before I actually owned it. So I had some thoughts on this brick bank already before building it myself. So originally, I really loved the look of this brick bank. It's one of those modulars that a lot of people talk about. It came to my attention most when Diagon Alley came out, and a lot of people were talking about like, there isn't a Gringotts, I'll use my brick bank because that's the closest thing. And I was like, oh okay, interesting, brick bank, let's have a look at it. Because really, at that point, I wasn't collecting any modulars. So really, at that point, I had no thoughts about building a city or anything like that. I had a look at the brick bank, thought it looked really good, but also at the same time, I thought it's very square. So I don't know if any of you own a brick bank, but basically, I've always found that though they are emulating a very high status, Georgian, impressive building, it seems really squat. And I think that's just because of the proportions of the build. Now, not saying that's a bad thing necessarily, I'm just saying that that's kind of an impression I had from it quite quickly. I do really like the architectural details that they use here. It feels very grand, it's very sculpted. I really like their attempts at doing like sculpted stonework here with like the nice pieces that they're using. Now, obviously because I've built them twice, I had quite a good look at interiors and a chance to kind of review and think about what my thoughts on them are. So I'm just gonna go through them like one by one. So as my original thought was that it was quite a squat building, I still 100% stand by that. I think it's less squat if you look at it from this side, where you only have the narrow brick bank with the laundry next to it. What I do think though is that the printed pieces in this set are wonderful. There are a lot of custom printed pieces in this set, meaning big ones like the windows, because you have the really beautiful, detailed windows at the bottom here, but then also for the laundry shop with the open sign. So actually that was really impressive. I think another set that comes close to that is possibly the police station modular, but I haven't built that yet because obviously that has a really big printed sign and a new newspaper print and all that kind of stuff. From a detail perspective, this is fantastic. Also, my other thing that I continue to love about modulars, which I never thought I really needed per se because I don't hate stickers, but it's really nice that these things don't have stickers, because when you're buying used sets, generally the biggest risk you're taking is how the stickers are applied and how well they're cared for. But because all of the modulars have printed tiles and never any stickers, actually that worry is taken away completely, which is fantastic. If you know what kind of rare pieces are with these modular sets before you buy them used, it's really good to go and inspect them before you buy them, because then you can actually find out if they're in good condition. So it's actually a really easy way to determine if the set is still in a good use condition. I was very lucky, and these 2 sets actually had every single printed piece apart from one check. Exterior wise, I think it's a fantastic looking set. It definitely has a massive curb appeal. The colours are really amazing and stand out quite a lot. Interestingly, because I've mocked my corner garage into the pub, there is one white building in my city, but actually if you haven't done that, you won't have a white building in your city yet. So this is just a fantastic looking, standoutish set that has a really nice transition between the bottom and the top, and I really appreciate that because it still feels really cohesive, as well as actually getting a second building here, which obviously is attached, but I really like how different it is. Right, let's move into the bottom floor of this set. So the bottom floor, again, fantastic detail. What I think is really interesting to note about the brick bank set is that it really focuses on the story of this set. So it focuses a lot around the play feature where there is a bank robbery and somebody comes in through the chimney to rob the vault. Which I think, again, I can't draw a direct parallel because I have not yet built the set, but obviously the new police station modular also really focuses around that story of the donut thief. I have to say though, the story of the set sometimes maybe influences this build a little bit too much. I think personally I would have liked it if they had focused a little bit more on like making the laundry a more cohesive building, because actually when you look into this floor, so the wall that separates the actual bank and the laundry isn't all the way up, so actually if you were to do your laundry and have a conversation, everybody in the bank would hear you, which is kind of an odd design. I think if it had been my design, I probably would have made the walls between the two completely separate, because they are quite loud separate buildings where in one, private details are discussed, and in the others there's loud washing machines going on. However, it's a minor thing. I think it's partially also so they can do this really cool design at the front. What I do really like about this bottom floor is that there is a really beautiful tile design for the bank's entrance, as well as there are some really interesting movable play features for like money weighing, and the vault is fantastic, both because you can open it from the top as well as from the side. The vault door itself is beautiful and really reminiscent of a proper vault, so that's really nice. Overall, I think it's a lovely design inside, though nothing that necessarily blew me away. Now, because it's a modular and it's going to be going in the interiors to me are secondary anyway because I don't see them that often, but actually that was quite interesting because it was the first time that I was a little bit underwhelmed by the interiors, and actually I was expecting to be slightly meh about it, because when I was looking at images before I actually bought these sets, I never absolutely adored the interiors. I don't know if that is because the colours inside are quite muted and grey and sombre. Maybe I would have loved it more if it felt more grand, or maybe if there was more splendour. Moving up to the first floor, so there's a nice staircase that leads to this office. Here we have a nice fireplace with a nice posh looking desk. That's a really beautiful design, as well as an espresso machine. I really like the design of the posher office that's right here. I like that they've gone for a dark green wall. It makes it feel really rich, and like possibly it makes it feel like the splendour that I was missing at the bottom of the bank. I also really like the furniture designs in there. The only thing that I thought was quite odd is that because it borders the chimney, I thought it was interesting that they didn't choose to have the actual fireplace into that office, because it feels like that's more appropriate. However, that faces outwards into the smaller office with the white wall. I really liked how they designed like the office windows. It really feels like a proper office of like the bank manager that you go and see, and I really like the design of it. Also love the parrot. I also really like the design of the windows at the outside, so it really blends in with the laundry shop, but it still really works for the bank office as well. It really blends with this building here below, mostly because they use those yellow flowers that blend in with the awning below. So I really like the design of this. I probably love the first floor more than the ground floor, just because it feels very banky to me. It feels like a proper workplace, and there's some lovely, really nice details. Also, I like that they opted for like an open atrium, so actually you can look down over the railing into the bank itself, which makes the bank obviously feel more grand if you were a minifigure. So actually I really like that design, and I really appreciated it. As much as that means that you're sacrificing office space, it's a really nice design. I reckon if you're a minifigure and you walked into this bank and looked up, you'd feel like quite impressed by the height of it. Now that height is only made more impressive by the top floor, where you actually add in a really beautifully designed chandelier. Honestly, that's possibly one of the favourite things of this set. I really like that chandelier design. It's really ingenious, and it adds so much to the grandiose feeling of this build. You can also really nicely, I don't think you can probably see it from my video at the moment, but you can see it hanging in the building there. Then you get to the top floor and you build a skylight, which really helps with that nice grandiose feeling. Now the top floor doesn't actually have that many details apart from the chandelier you build. There is a little door that you can exit to the roof. You've got like the nice skylight, you've got the chimney here at the top where you can lower your minifigure in his balaclava down with the nice string that you get. You can kind of lower them into here, which I think is really cute story detail. And then what I really do like about the design of this floor is actually the design of the roof for this laundry building. I really liked this. It felt very it felt a little bit like Amsterdam to me because of the slope of it, with the like hook to get like heavy furniture up higher. I really liked this design. What I do have to massively shout out though is all the detail that they put into the roof designs and like the finishings. So actually this detail here that you build is just so fantastic. It really adds a really unique air, and I really like how in every modular the design for the roof is different, and it really adds like some fun interest to it. Honestly, I always live for whatever they choose to do. It's so much fun to try it yourself. I like how symmetrical it is from the front. I'm an absolute sucker for symmetry in architecture. So let's talk really quickly about the minifigures that come with this set. They're kind of cute. Some of them have unique torsos that I hadn't seen before. The selection is obviously relatively basic, especially because their faces still have the general Lego minifig smiles, because this is before the diner where they introduced the more detailed faces. I think their designs are okay, especially I like that the woman with the camera doubles up as the thief that goes through a chimney to steal the gold. I like the torso of the girl that's won the check, and also my absolute favourite minifig torso that they've made for regular minifigures comes from this set, which is the one with the pocket watch. I love that torso so much. I think I already owned 3 of them before I had these sets because they are fantastic. One more thing to talk about as well is the accessories outside. I'm gonna have to just say it. This tree It's a little bit pathetic, not gonna lie. It's not the best design ever, but it will do as a tree. I think what I'm planning on doing when I have this in my city is possibly adding the bookshop style tree from Bookshop Modular in front of here, because I think it just adds a bit more height and a nice look to it, and it will also be more cohesive within my city. So that's kind of one of the mocks I'm also planning on doing. I do really love the bench design that they have here. Overall, I think what this building is exterior, and the exterior on this is fantastic. I don't think it's my favourite ever, but definitely like the colour scheme that they chose. I really love the sand green windows. I think it looks fantastic, and I'm so very excited I get to have this in my city. So if you're on the fence about this modular, there is a few things I think you need to consider. Point one, it is a bank, which is a really nice, unique feature that they haven't done again in any of the other modulars. A bank in your city is obviously super useful, especially if there's a Lego store, because we all need the bank to get all our money out of. I think it's really stunning looking. It really looks it really stands out from other sets as well. Now, what got cemented for me when I finished building this is actually that I really do need that height to this building. So what I'm planning on doing, and I in fact have already done, but there will be a separate video on this, is I'm planning on making this taller. But I am really very excited to have this in my city. It does look really fantastic, and the colours in this are just something I absolutely adore. So honestly, I'm so pleased that I finally have it and that I can kind of play around with it. So overall, is this my favourite modular ever? No. Do I think they're worth the prices they're currently going for? Personally, I don't think I would say that, but then I don't think anything you buy that's out of your comfort zone is worth it. If you really want the whole collection and you're willing to spend what they are worth on them, then yeah, totally, it's worth it, because you will want the collection. I think with anything with Lego, you need to just determine where your comfort zone is and where your kind of cut-off point for modulars is, because these sets are being bought as investments and they are going up in price quite a lot. So if you're unwilling to kind of go along with that trend, there's plenty of amazing sets out there that you could get instead. But this is a beautifully looking modular, and there's a lot of really fun techniques from here with a lot of really fun building details that I absolutely adored learning and possibly employing in mocks in the future. So yes, I hope that was useful to you. If you have any questions about the modulars themselves, please let me know. Super happy to answer things in the comments below. Sorry that I look so shiny, it's just so very warm. Hopefully it's going to cool down a little bit so I can actually stay in this room. However, I really wanted to talk about these modulars because they've just kind of been dominating my Lego projects for so long. Obviously this was like a really big investment, so it was a journey, and it was really fun to take people along with it. There will be more Brickbank updates as we go, because obviously I've got some more plans. So there is more videos coming, so don't forget to like, subscribe, do all the YouTubey things, become a member if you like. We have a Discord where we chat to each other, and it's so much fun to have you all there. So leave any questions in the comments below. Thank you so very much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic, though hopefully less boiling, rest of your week, and I will see you very soon. Bye! Howdo! I'm boiling. I'm boiling. I'm boiling. So warm. So warm. Should have just put my hair up, but I'll see you later.